What's up, guys? Casey's a woman, aka the fourth Sanderson sister, coming at you with another Hocus Pocus character study video. I'm sure you all have been waiting for this one with bated breaths, and I want to take a moment to thank you for your patience. It may not be known, but YouTube is not my primary source of income, so my 40-hour-a-week job takes priority over this channel, not to mention all of the Hocus Pocus 3 news that came out and kind of really pushed this thing to the back burner. This is my passion project. It just doesn't pay well yet. So thanks for sitting through my upload of the recaps of the first Black Flame Gaming playthrough, as well as getting hype with me, well, cautiously hype with me about Hocus Pocus 3. Now I'm rounding off our Relating to the Sanderson Sisters series with Sarah Sanderson. So, I'm going to talk about how I relate to her and do a little study on her as a whole, so please enjoy. Sarah is a free spirit. She does her own thing, moving to the beat of her own drum. We see her hanging out in the back, vibing through a lot of Hocus Pocus.
And carry axes to chop the wood to burn.
Hold me?
What a pretty spider. Let me make one thing perfectly clear. It was yesterday.
Yes?
Oil of boil and a dead man's nose.
Oh, I can't. They've gone too far. I've lost them.
I'll have your guts for garters, Confound you! Come!
She seems very happy with herself, only chiming in when she feels she has something important to say.
Oil of boil and a dead man's nose.
Dead man's toes!
She's trying to concentrate. No.
And she's usually ignored, but because of those moments where she chimes in, we know that Sarah is more than she's made out to be. Her intelligence is simply hidden behind a naive facade, and she just likes to do her own thing most of the time anyway. That's very relatable to a lot of people, myself included. Just because you can be a little ditzy at times does not mean you're not smart. Sometimes the elevator just doesn't go all the way up to the top, but that doesn't mean you're dumb. The same is true for Sarah. We see plainly that she is on the ball when she wants to be, but she got used to Mary and Winifred just kind of overlooking her, so she decided to just find her own rhythm. Once she got comfortable with that, why bother chiming in if she's only going to be ignored in the first place? Only when she thought it was necessary did she chime in with a suggestion or comment. I know I feel that way sometimes when I'm asked to help with like group projects or group tasks. My God, back in college, that was a big relation. A lot of times, like, my suggestions kind of got pushed to the side, even if I did make a good point, until, you know, those folks come up with the same exact idea, and I kind of say, yeah, that's what I said. It's so easy to get overlooked when there are more vocal people in a group, especially when you're quiet. Now, some of you might not think that Sarah Sanderson, Miss Amok, is necessarily quiet, but she is. She doesn't talk very much, apart from the occasional cheers, agreements with her sisters, or, you know, the occasional scream. Most of the time, she's in the back and silently finding something to do with herself. But we also see her letting loose and being herself loudly at some points in the movie, especially when it comes to men. This is not at all impossible for quiet people to be seen doing. When quiet people, or introverts like me, are in a comfortable setting around people they are comfortable with, we can be as loud and obnoxious as the rest of them. Sarah is comfortable around men. Ergo, she's a little louder and more flirtatious and just a little more outgoing. I am not saying Sarah Sanderson is an introvert by any sense of the word, but maybe more of like an ambivert, the combination of extrovert and introvert, because we do see her extroverted, loud, and socially, especially with the men, and we also see her quiet and off on her own, like introverts act. I'm an introvert. I'm very uncomfortable around new people, but once I get to know somebody, I'm way more outgoing. I don't relate as much to the ambivertness of Sarah, but I know there are plenty of fans who do. Something else is Sarah Sanderson is a very free spirit, as I mentioned before. Something a lot of people want to be, but don't know how to be. Sarah Sanderson is unapologetically herself in every facet of life. She follows her heart, she finds joy wherever she can, and she's just herself. I was like that once, but the way the world is now, I have lost a lot of that sort of confidence for fear of ticking off one side or the other and getting canned for it. If I'm not one way, I'm the other according to society as a whole, hence why a previously created series for Black Flame Gaming is not happening. But when I was a lot like Sarah in that aspect of being unapologetically me, I was so much happier. I wore my nerd shirts with pride in public. I talked about my passion for my interests. I found joy in every little thing. But, like Sarah with Winifred, who was always telling her to shut up, I have found myself in the sorry Winnie, yes Winnie mindset. I relate to the want that so many people also desire that Sarah has. Being yourself without saying you're sorry. Sarah's carefree nature is so inspiring that so many fans, including myself, want to be just like her. I really think that's another big reason so many people in the LGBTQIA+ community really feel comfortable having her as a role model. It's that freedom to just be you without a label. I want to live in a world where everyone can be like Sarah Sanderson and stop labeling each other and just be people. But right now, that seems pretty far off. That said, Sarah's free spirit is so inspiring to me and to others. Her childlike wonder at the world is so adorably sweet and makes you feel as good as she does in that moment. But things changed when we wandered into Hocus Pocus 2. Sarah grew up. This is something not everyone appreciated from Sarah Sanderson, was the fact that she, in fact, matured between 1 and 2. Sure, some of this does come from the world being the way it is today and some of her antics.
Hang him on a hook and let me play with him.
Hey, Buttercup, anybody ever tell you you very easy on the eyes?
Aren't PC anymore. This is actually a really great thing that happened to her. She's more front and center, rather than chilling out in the back. She speaks up a lot more than before, and she has her moments where she's throwing shade at the person who steamrolled her for most of her adult life, Winifred. You can actually pick out a few of those moments, and while they might seem like passing comments, you can almost pick up on the animosity behind those words.
I delighted in the luring. 'Twas my only job. Alas. Okay, sure. But, you know, Billy was my lover.
Oh, Sarah, you were just playing. Let's see what else.
Those subtle jabs are the audience's way of seeing a more outspoken Sarah Sanderson rather than timid. This happens when people mature and start realizing things they never noticed about the people they are close to. This all culminates when she finally gets to step up in the world at the end, when she gets her new powers, and my favorite scene happens.
Stop that! Stop dancing around, you fool! Get them! Get them! I beg your pardon?
I am not a fool. I am a good and loyal sister, and I expect to be seen as such.
Ooh, she laid it down. She's a good and loyal sister. Shut up and get going!
Of course, Winnie, with pleasure.
Go!
Post haste,
go,
as
go.
is your
I
one.
apologize for her.
This right here. That scene. Just that 15 seconds. That right there is where I truly found out why I relate to Sarah Sanderson. She had been hiding her feelings for literal centuries, and she finally let them come flying out. But she had to backtrack and apologize because she made Winifred mad. This is something I have been through time and again with people in my life. You guys can probably relate to this too. You let snide remarks slide. You let broken plans and being left out go, but you don't forget. You put up with being treated poorly on occasion so as not to cause a rift in your group. But when you finally hit your boiling point and go off, suddenly you're the bad guy. Suddenly their hurt feelings matter more than all the stuff they did to you. You're the one causing problems. You're the one making everyone upset. It's all your fault. So you back down and apologize, and move on. But you don't fully move on. You keep it at the back of your mind. I cannot explain to you guys how many times I have done the, of course, Winnie, right away, post haste, whatever you command, just to appease the person I wanted to tell the truth to. I hate feeling like I had to back down to get them to stop whining about what I said. I think Sarah did too, but she had no choice. When I'm in that situation, I typically have no choice because the other people around me tell me to let it go so we can all be friends. Kind of like how Mary apologized for Sarah's actions. To be clear, I don't really surround myself with that circle anymore, so I'm doing good. But while I've had those moments with some people, I haven't had my Sarah Sanderson moment with my Winifred just yet. I have not had my I am not a fool moment with the person I really need to have it with. Like Sarah, I need the right thing to set me off, and then it'll be over, it'll all be over, 'cause I'm gonna make it happen. Time will tell if I apologize and crumble like she did, or if I'll stand my ground. But I want that emotional release more than anything. I want my Sarah Sanderson moment. For me, when I watched that, it wasn't just that Sarah stood up to Winifred. It was that I felt like maybe I could stand up to mine. Maybe I can stand up to my Winifred when the day comes. And I hope all of you, facing your Winifreds, can summon your inner Sarah Sanderson to tell them you are not a fool. So there you have it. These are the reasons I, and maybe some of you fans, relate to Sarah Sanderson. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't. It's free, it helps me, and what helps me helps you guys get more great content like this. On July 16th at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, I'll be going live with a Hocus Pocus Trivia and Treats watch-along here on the channel to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the movie. Because you guys hit 1,500 subscribers, I will be in full Sarah Sanderson cosplay for the stream. How it works is I'll have the movie pulled up on my computer and you'll have it pulled up at home so we can watch together. We'll be using the Trivia and Treats version that is in the movie's Extras tab on Disney+, or, if you have it, on the 25th anniversary Blu-ray. Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Black Flame Gaming will be live with the finale of Mary Sanderson's Fire Red Journey. I can't believe we're already there. I feel like we just started this one, and we're already at the finale. It's crazy. And to celebrate, I'll actually be dressing up as a gamer version of Mary for the stream, so please consider tuning in for that. I did one for Sarah whenever we had her finale, and I gotta say, it actually turned out really, really cute, and I'm really looking forward to showing you guys my gamer Mary as well. It's gonna be a blast. If you're a regular on this channel, please remember to drop a like and share your thoughts on why you relate to Sarah Sanderson down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Casey Zogelman, aka the 4th Sanderson Sister, and I'll see you witches and wizards later.
I am